Oh no!
It's,
There it is. There it is. It's been a day. I'm finding it. There it is. It's been a day.
Bruce, I feel bad because I had a whole thing in my head prepared to congratulate you for 4 weeks in a row doing it right.
Hey, I had a crying baby. I was dealing with. I think she's got some colic issues for the dads out there that kind of get it. Like dude, God bless my wife. I don't know how she puts up with it. I shouldn't say puts up with it, but is able to handle it gracefully.
I'll say it,
But yeah, man. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Third Down Thursdays. That is MJ. I'm Coach Bruce. We're gonna do our damnedest for another hour to entertain, have some fun, shenanigans. And I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night, to quote the Black Eyed Peas.
I've got just an incredible amount of boxes in this house right now. For those of you, I've also got Connor. How does this work? There we go. I've got Connor, our fantastic producer, statistician, all of the above behind us.
You're like a weather person right there.
Yeah, I'm like trying to find I don't know where I am. So I'm currently in my kitchen. This is my fridge. There's
you
there. What'd you say?
You're moving.
Yes, I'm moving 1 week from today. So it is supposed to be 98 freaking degrees on the day we move. I hate this state.
Dude, that's
so.
Right.
But we have 48 Powerades, 40 bottles of water, and 30 liquid IV packs.
Nice. Liquid IV is clutch.
For the great folks that are going to be helping us move next Thursday. Connor's one of them, bless his soul.
Clutch. But you may want to provide some powder, if you know what I mean. So that way you guys don't have some like sticky nuts. Just saying.
No, I'm going to leave that up to them. That's I'm not getting involved in that area. I'm going to hydrate you. I got 50 packs of chips back there.
Wow, what kind of chips?
And,
what kind of chips?
We got an assorted pack. Connor, give me the chips. What do we got? We got an assorted pack from Sam's Club.
We gotta get this in here. We gotta make sure.
Yep, I got it. All right. We've got Fritos, sour cream and onion, Ruffles, Doritos, Cheetos, and the regular Lay's, a classic as always.
So what's the favorite in there for you?
My favorite has got to be the sour cream and onion.
Okay.
So the regular Lay's, we've talked about this once before. I am, for the most part, allergic to potatoes, and so
right.
The regular Lay's do a number on me. For some reason, the sour cream and onion are processed enough, and that they don't bother me. And then Ruffles are a close number 2, but I prefer the cheddar Ruffles if I ever get the opportunity. The cheddar Ruffles just
sour cream with sour cream too.
Yep.
Done. Agree. So you know what's funny? What's funny about that, MJ? They just did there was like almost like a March Madness like tournament type thing that was going on for.
Okay.
I don't know what company that did it. I don't know who it was or what was going on for it.
I think it was Barstool. They were doing a bunch of them.
Barstool? I don't know.
They did a burger one for burger joints too.
Because it was like super recent. Oh, I wish we still had the little. Oh, we do. Wait, no, that's not it.
And so we don't get copyrighted. There we go.
Right. Turn it. All right. So anyway, as I was saying though, so they did. It was like a savory one, like in the bracket, and Doritos, the nacho cheese one that you have in there, came out number 1. Me personally, like I don't mind it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it, but it's not my personal go-to. Now, I will say, with just like a make it at home yourself deli sandwich, Doritos are one of my go-tos. But like, if I'm going to eat just a bag of chips, like if that's my main purpose, I'm not going to the Dorito.
Did you ever try Ruffles on a sandwich?
Oh yeah, you put like 3 on the top layer, get a little crunch.
See, he knows.
Who needs lettuce when you've got Ruffles?
Who needs it?
Like that's what lettuce is. I was talking about this with somebody at work the other day. What is lettuce? Like, what is it?
Crunchy water.
Yeah, it's basically
crunchy green water.
It's just the vegetable version of watermelon. Like, what am I really putting in my body right now? Do we really know what lettuce is?
Do we?
Give me the ingredient list on lettuce. Give me the nutrition facts.
Well, okay, so it
the
depends.
ingredient list.
Iceberg lettuce has, I don't even know how we got on this. Iceberg lettuce has the least amount of what do I call it? Nutritional value behind it. Whereas like spinach and kale and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that hits different. Yeah,
like the greener the product, the sweeter the juice, or the more nutritional value there is. So that's kind of like what I've gathered in my short time on Earth.
Okay.
But, that being said, MJ, it sounds like everything's going well with you. So, so you went to the pool today?
Yeah. So one of my friends from work, her apartment complex has a pool. So Paige and I went over there today. We literally just sat in the pool for like 2.5 hours. Then we went to a Greek place. I had a gyro.
Dude, I love Greek food.
It was one of the best things I've eaten in the year 2023. It was a chicken bacon ranch gyro.
That sounds fucking amazing.
It was incredible.
That's amazing.
Pages too, because Paige couldn't finish it. I had mine. She ordered the same thing.
You're like, don't worry, I got
hers. We traded. She took the French fries because they were real fries. I ate 2, and I was like, this is gonna mess me up. So I stopped eating them. She took the fries. I took half of her gyro. Great deal. It was fantastic. It was a 10 out of 10 place. We're going to have to visit that more. And it's like 2 minutes away.
What's so you remember Brandy's around here, right? Around the Chicagoland area?
Yeah.
So Brandy's has like a football gyro. So how big was the gyro that you had?
It wasn't very big. It was like maybe 1.5 size of a good sized taco. Like 1.5 times a good sized taco.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't huge, but it was plenty. Like I ate 1.5 euros and I'm full. The tummy's happy. The tummy is happy.
Hey, I'm sure
and shout out to a waitress. I don't remember her name, but she did a great job. I tip solely off of food? Do you keep my beverage refilled?
Oh, fair. Well, yeah.
If my drink is refilled the entire time, then I am a happy man. That's literally like, as long as I got good company, the food can take a little while, right? As long as it's not like an hour or some crap like that. But like the thing I tip the most on is I need my beverage refilled the entire time. I don't know why. I get it from my father. Owen, when we used to go out to eat together, would literally count as a game how many times I went and refilled my drink. Like if we went to Culver's, I would go refill it like 4 or 5 times in the time it takes me to eat my burger, my curds, and my milkshake.
My curds. I need my curds.
I need my curds.
Hey, you know what though?
That's so much.
All right. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna lead us. So speaking of curds, MJ, I'm gonna lead us in a direction that might piss you off. And pre-show, we had a very short pre-show, guys, because like I said,
it was like 30 seconds.
It really was because I had the little one while my wife went to the store to grab some groceries and stuff. But saying that though, I want to lead you down a very dark path right now. Okay, MJ, and
I'm wearing black. I'm ready for the funeral.
Saying that, MJ. Saying that. Shout out to Tap because Jeff Tapney, he's the guy that sent me that video, and I'm gonna keep using that. But MJ, the reason why I'm bringing that up, he did an interview with the New York Jets, like their media base for the actual football team.
Stupid.
Hold on. Come on. More specifically, there was a part in that interview that Aaron Rodgers talked about. I can't remember who was giving the interview, but he was talking about how as soon as he came out of his darkness retreat, he knew immediately that he wanted to go to New York. All right. So I want you to kind of, I was about to say, I want you to kind of touch on that. And do you really think he knew what the hell he wanted to do?
No. He didn't know what he wanted to do because he didn't even know where he was for a week. Like, this man, he just drives me up the wall. And the fact that I still have to talk about him because he just can't let Green Bay go. Like, in every interview he does with anyone of any importance, he keeps talking about Green Bay. Like, brother, I thought you were the one
The bad breakup.
who wanted to go and show that you were in a bigger and a better place in New York. I thought you were the one who had such great young teammates that you're going out with them now. But no, you got to keep talking about Green Bay.
Great young perky teammates.
And you are the one who, when the NFL does this really cool thing where they have legends,
Oh no!
these new rookies,
Nice.
he makes it about himself. I understand that picking the 5th round pick, Sean Clifford, who, by the way, has actually really impressed in some Packers OTAs, big fan. Rodgers is supposed to give him a message, and I understand it's rough
How's my locker?
that they gave him his locker. They gave Clifford Aaron Rodgers' locker, but really, you had to make that's the only thing you said in the message. You had to make it about yourself. Like, yeah, that was my face. That.
Shout out, Connor. Shout out.
Boozled. Like, really? You are so daft in the head that you are gonna make this all about yourself.
And
Maybe you've been hit up on the head too many times. Yeah, he took nothing personally. Like, I understand you got bad cell service in California. You love it in New York, but in the darkness or when you're in Peru taking, root drugs, that you just love it. Like, it really just depends on geographically where you are. Maybe you should have studied rocks instead of playing football because you seem more in touch with the earth than your own brain, buddy. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore.
There's a saying, and that saying is, you don't know your asshole from a hole in the ground. and that's what it sounds
prefer like. To be in the hole in the ground or smoking something that comes out of it. Like, I don't even comprehend. But to your point, the whole coming out of the darkness and knowing what he wanted. No, because he said when he came out of the darkness, it was 75% retired, 25% played for Green Bay. And then when he supposedly tried to get in contact with Gutekunst and then ghosted Goody when he came to California, which, by the way, shout out to Matt Schneidman, who we've had on the show multiple times.
Awesome. Yeah,
he actually did an exclusive interview with Aaron Rodgers where they sat down and Matt was like, all right, we're going to go back and forth on what actually happened. We're going to go through this entire timeline. It was a fantastic article. And one of the things that Rodgers said in there was like, yeah, so it was more like I just didn't answer his message fast enough. So Aaron, which one is it? Is it you have bad cell service or you just took too long to respond?
And this
so Gutekunst and Mark Murphy weren't in town anymore. So which one is it? If you're going to keep changing your story every time you go on a national appearance, whether it be TV or a written interview, if you're going to change your story, at least make it more believable. Because understand, brother, this is the internet. We have receipts and we keep them. And I keep all of them. You're doing a very bad job of returning your merchandise. Walmart would not take any of your receipts back.
Shit, Walmart will take it. It'll just be busted.
I mean, yeah, just like him said.
Oh, with that, MJ. I love it. MJ, okay, NFL OTAs, this is the last week of it going on.
Yes.
So, unfortunately...
Surprise, the New York Jets canceled theirs.
Go figure. Veterans Day off.
Yeah, for the whole week.
For the whole week.
He doesn't want to be there anymore. He's like, all right, guys.
I'm out. Sorry.
I'm out. And Robert Saleh's like, oh, no, we have to cancel.
But you know what, though?
The Great Eight is not going to be there anymore.
I will say, like, them canceling OTAs will totally save their PR department from a shitstorm. So
absolutely.
It was smart for them to do that. Basically, it's like, all right, they did a great job, and it's just OTAs, blah, blah, blah. Just it's basically like everyone running around in fucking shorts and T-shirts. That's all it is. So saying that, MJ, we've had some fun on the show last week with Jackson and I talking about there was a highlight with who was it? Excuse me. It was with Jordan Love and the new tight end Hargrave. Yeah. Musgraves. Thank you. Excuse me. So I do like him. I actually thought we talked about that previously, even in the pre-draft talks and pre-draft shows and exclusively stuff with him. Saying that, MJ, there was a Packer fan that talked about it being a Mahomes Kelsey-esque connection. Jackson and I had a little fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay,
You did.
And I know, but here's the thing. Though. Here's the thing. I know that you, MJ, are a very astute Packer fan, and you'll be able to at least pull the reins back on this. I kind of want to ask you about that, though. Like, what are your expectations of Jordan Love next year? Everything that you've heard from OTAs and whatnot.
So, specifically Jordan Love?
Specifically Jordan Love. Not the Green Bay Packer team, but specifically Jordan.
Okay. So, my range for Jordan Love right now, if I had to give him a floor and a ceiling, I would say my floor would be around the production of Aaron Rodgers last year, which was about 20th quarterback in the NFL. Okay. And when you put everything together and average out all of his ranks, he was like 19th or 20th. Okay. I think that's his floor. I think with LaFleur actually being able to run the system that he wants to run, because remember, he has not been able to do that. He had to combine his preferred system with Aaron Rodgers' preferred system, and they made an offense together. And so, LaFleur has talked about, I think a lot of the rookies understand this offense better because it's a lot more digestible for a younger football mind. Okay, so I think that's going to be huge for Jordan Love. And just on a base level, he's more mobile than Aaron Rodgers was last year. There are plenty of reports, and I understand that, like, you got to take some of these teammate comments with a grain of salt because Rodgers is gone. Jordan Love is their quarterback now. They want to stand with their guy, show their support, all that. But, like, plenty of guys, including Alan Lazard, who's in New York now, have said, like, yeah, Jordan Love's arm is as strong as Aaron Rodgers. Now, that's Aaron Rodgers on the decline, but still, you've seen some of the throws that Rodgers still made last year. Disgusting. Incredible. He missed a lot of throws last year, but I think a lot of those throws that Rodgers missed, a lot of those throws that lost the Packers games, Jordan Love won't necessarily be taking because the system is going to be better built around him. Now, I will say he does have a little bit more of a Brett Favre streak in him than Aaron Rodgers. From everything
Jay Cutler-esque?
I wouldn't say Jay Cutler, because I think Jordan Love's arm is already stronger. But
whoa, that's actually pretty impressive. If his arm is stronger than Jay Cutler's,
yeah.
Remember, it wasn't Jay Cutler's arm that was ever the issue because he thought he could get it through anything.
It was just his decision making. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no, I would say it's more of Brett Favre where, like, I've seen back-to-back tweets or heard back-to-back things. Love made the most incredible throw I've ever seen, and then he just gunned it directly into this defender's hands. And, like, they've actually said he would have thrown more picks in camp so far, but he throws so hard the defenders can't catch it. So, I mean, I don't really know what to do with that. So I think getting him in an actual preseason game, getting him in real camp, because OTAs is not the real thing. Everybody should know that. Getting him in a real camp where they're actually doing more 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 work. Right now, they're trying to install an offense. They're trying to get that offense working together as a unit, right? So, I try to temper my expectations. I think Jordan Love's ceiling in year one would be 11th or 12th overall QB in the NFL. I think that would be the ceiling. I'm not going to put him top 10, but I'm going to say he could be on that fringe. I think he could put up Geno Smith type numbers that Geno put up last year. I think that would be a realistic, like, oh, this dude's actually putting up some numbers. Like, nobody thinks he's going to do it. Everybody knows, like, he has the physical tools, but nobody believes he'll actually produce. I think he could do those type of numbers where if he gets hot with Doubs and Watson, 4,000 yards isn't out of the question. Do I think he's going to hit that? No. Would I bet on him hitting that? No. But I wouldn't sit here flabbergasted if he threw for 4,000 yards.
Okay, so, dude, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily disagree with that at all, which is really fucked up because I thought that I was going to actually disagree with you on that. The
last thing, and I'm going to I'm gonna roast a member of the media real quick. I was just watching TikTok the other night, and I saw something from Colin Cowherd pop up.
Oh, come on.
And he said, I have to laugh because it was so stupid. Like, it shows that he doesn't know a dang thing about anything. He said, and I quote, "I can't see the Packers getting any more than 6 wins." And he proceeded to talk about how it's a quarterback league, and the only thing that's important anymore is a quarterback, and you can't win with just a running back and a defense. And I was like, hello, sir, may I introduce you to the San Francisco 49ers, who went to the NFC Championship game last year with Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback and proceeded to play the entire NFC Championship game mostly without a quarterback. So if you want to tell me that you can't win in the NFL, and specifically in the NFC, without a top 10 quarterback, well, you are just statistically incorrect, because Brock Purdy was not a top 10 quarterback last year. Even if you translate his numbers into a 17-game season, he was not a top 10 quarterback. He was inside an incredible offensive system with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and a bunch of other fantastic weapons in San Francisco.
I will say, though, that those San Francisco weapons are way better than what they have in Green Bay. Come on.
Yes, they are. Aaron Jones has a top 5 in NFL history yards per carry. You're telling me that's not one of the most valuable things you can hand to a quarterback in their first year?
All right, so surprisingly, Green Bay, excuse me, the 49ers were actually a pretty decent passing team last year. I mean, honestly, it could have fooled me.
But also you have to take into account, and I'm not going off on this, I promise.
No, you're good.
The same way that I bring into question some of Tom Brady's passing stats because of how much of that is yards after the catch.
Right, of course.
Bring that
Deebo Samuel, having
Yes.
Deebo Samuel on your team, running the screen game with Christian McCaffrey and Deebo, obviously. No,
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying Brock Purdy was bad last year. Or, anybody who played quarterback for that team, they did not do a bad job. But I think that proves that with a average-ish quarterback at the helm in the Shanahan-type offense, you can succeed. And the Packers, on paper, have a defense that should be really good. They improved a lot in the second half last year because they finally started making adjustments, like
I was about to say something.
putting a top 5 corner on a top 5 receiver. What a concept, right? So if they actually continue to make those adjustments, which I have no faith in Joe Barry whatsoever, get this man out of my franchise. But if they can actually make some of those adjustments, then it's possible. I'm not saying they're going to go win a Super Bowl. I'm not even saying they're going to make an NFC Championship game. But is it possible they squeak out a playoff appearance with 9-10 wins? Yeah, I think it is. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility, especially in a very weak NFC. Outside of the Eagles and 49ers, who? Who else?
And the Cowboys. I'll put the Cowboys up there still.
Okay.
I mean, granted, I don't like them.
And then choke in the first round. I don't care.
Right. I mean, like I said, I don't like them. I never think that they're very good. But so what'd you say? Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, question marks?
And so, the NFC North is wide open. Again, the same way I wouldn't be flabbergasted with Jordan Love throwing for 4,000 yards, you could make an argument, whether or not I personally agree with it. You can make a logical argument for any of those 4 teams winning the North. Now, I have my own personal order in my head, but
we'll get to that, obviously.
Yeah, we'll get. Again,
that's down though. That's down.
And again, I don't want to make outlandish predictions when we haven't even finished OTAs. Colin Cowherd going out and saying 6 wins is the max for the Green Bay Packers. As he freaking essentially deep throats his microphone. I hate that man so much. I don't think you understand. I used to like him, and I've just grown to not enjoy his content at all. His microphone is way bigger than 2 to 4 inches. He's got the giant old.
Okay, all right.
That, I hate that man so much. Ever since so he used to have
time out.
Connor, maybe you can find it for me. Who was the woman who used to help him run the show, and then she left and got her own show or something, and ever since she left, his show has been absolute crap.
For ESPN?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. She was awesome. It was Sarah. Was it Sarah? No. The blonde chick.
Is it Christine Lay?
No.
No, it's whoever's before Christine.
No, because she hosted another show with
Joy Taylor?
Yeah, Joy.
Joy
Taylor.
Was it?
Yeah, it's Joy Taylor.
Are you sure?
I think so.
No, Michelle Beadle.
Michelle Beadle?
Yeah, for whatever reason I thought it was Michelle Beadle that was like that was on with him.
Well, Joy Taylor's on Fox Sports Radio now.
Okay, so
Maybe?
I think it was Michelle Beadle that was on with him like a long ass time ago too. Anyway, so all right. So to go back to your original thought though, man.
Yes.
Exactly. So saying that, MJ, around the Chicagoland area yesterday, Bears have OTAs as well. It's 7-on-7. Wasn't the strongest 7-on-7 for Justin Fields last week. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's looking great." DJ Moore and him are,
right.
Blah blah blah. Everyone's like, "Yeah, can't wait." And then yesterday, reports were he didn't have the strongest practice. Like he didn't throw any. He threw one pick because it was a tipped ball and he got picked off. Whatever. People were freaking out. Again, it's OTAs. Relax. Like there's no pass rush. There's nothing going on right now. They're just
not even in pads.
They're learning their offense. They're learning. They're getting in shape. They're getting to know each other. They're just calm down. It's okay.
This is team building. That's why the Bears canceled OTA practice today, I think, and did a team outing at the United Center. Like
it was great. It's a team building activity. That's all that was.
This is when you build your culture. This is when you figure out who your leaders are. This is when you install offenses, defenses, special teams.
Your dad's on. By the way, sorry. So your dad's 100% right with this. So building my case for it, it all revolves around a pass rush, and it all revolves around what Justin Fields does.
Yeah,
that's it. That's like honestly, God, that's it. From everything from the perspective of as a leader, he's been awesome. He's been in, first one in, last one out type thing. He was doing push-ups after he had an overthrow in the 7-on-7 game.
I like that.
Right, I love that. I mean, as a meatball fan, which I am, I think that's awesome. Seeing something
that's
like
your
this,
jam.
Seeing a leader do something like that and taking full responsibility for acting or doing something that he shouldn't do, and him going to teammates, one of his teammates, what's his face? Oh my God, why Jalen Johnson? Thank you, Jalen Johnson. Was it Jalen? No.
Anyway. The graduation you went to?
Yeah, so he went to a graduation. No. So he went to a golf outing. Or what was it last week? Because a teammate does some kind of golf outing for some kind of charitable event. And And what did Justin Fields do? He graduated, went back to Hallis Hall, busted his ass at Hallis Hall, and flew back out to California to make sure that he was at his teammates' thing, and then just to fly back out here to make sure that he was at OTAs. And then he's like helping out with Bijan Robinson, like trying to show him how to freaking come out of the backfield and catch the ball in a proper manner. Like it's really cool to see a quarterback that's that invested.
Did you say Bijan Robinson?
Did I say that?
You did.
I did say that, didn't I?
It's okay. We're just gonna move on.
Anyway, as I was saying,
but yeah, Justin Fields and a pass rush.
Justin Fields and a pass rush. Excuse me. I don't know. It's been a long fucking day, man.
It's okay. It has been a long day. And you know what, Bruce? No matter how long of a day you have, what you're always going to have is good homeowners insurance.
Yes, sir.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Almost $5 million.
And I meant Roshan Johnson because I'm an idiot. Anyway, like I was saying, dude, I'm sorry. It's just, yeah.
It's okay.
And when you message Jeff Fortepney, let him know Third Down Thursday sent you, and let him know that MJ is a better Call of Duty player than he is.
Amen.
That being said, MJ, big events going on right now. The NBA Finals are going on. The Miami Heat were able to steal a game out in Denver, and Denver responded accordingly with Jokic having a historic night.
And Jamal Murray.
And Jamal Murray, but Jokic is the only player to do this, have a 30-point, 30-point 10 rebound, 10 assists game, or 30-point triple double in an NBA Finals game.
And then Jamal Murray did it 5 minutes later,
which is absolutely incredible. And so MJ, so Jackson has the Miami Heat winning this series.
Okay.
I wasn't. It was in 7 games. Excuse me. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all because my heart wanted to go with Miami.
Right.
My brain and my betting went with the Nuggets. That being said, MJ, we didn't get a chance to ask you what your thoughts were for this series.
Yeah.
So I know it's 2-1 right now in Denver. Games tomorrow night in Miami. How do you think Miami's going to respond, and what do you have? Who do you have as your NBA Finals champion?
You've got to say Denver. Like, I understand Miami is they're the heartthrob story, the 8 seed, Himmy Buckets, which, by the way, we really should have filed for that trademark before he did.
I know.
Could have made so much money.
We said it first on Third Down Thursdays. Actually, MJ said it first on Third Down Thursday.
I did.
Jimmy Butler, baby.
So Jokic, 32 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. Like, so the only time I believe that's ever been done in the NBA Finals is by Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, so you've got
Kareem did it too.
Kareem did it too. Okay,
I think Kareem did it too back in the 60s.
Makes sense. You've got Jokic putting up historic numbers throughout the entire playoff. Here's the difference to me is Jimmy Butler in crunch time has to carry that team, right? Gabe Vincent is great, but I'm sorry. I'm not picking Gabe Vincent to be my number 2 in a game 7 of an NBA Finals instead of Jamal Murray. Okay. And even if you go to number 3, right?
I'll take Porter.
Porter Jr. is better than any number 3 the Heat can provide. Aaron Gordon, right, is the number 4 option at best. And he would be absolutely a slot-in starter for the Miami Heat. So when you go down those 2 lineups, the Nuggets are just a better basketball team. Now, the Heat have been defying those odds throughout the entire playoffs. So, in the back of your head, it's like, okay, I know they can do it, but it's still not the likely outcome. Would I love to see it? Absolutely. Because, one, I want Jimmy Butler to get that ring. Okay? I want him to be able to solidify that he is an NBA champion. And that's just not the Chicago boy in me. That's just, I love, and you and I have talked about this, we love the way he plays. We love the way he leads that team.
I just love he's an asshole, and he just freaking grinds it out. He's like, I don't care. I just want to win. That's all I want.
I will play all 48 minutes. Do it.
When they won that game out in Denver, did you see the shirt that he was wearing?
No.
It said his shirt said 3 more when he was walking out. I love that. It's just like he's very self-aware. He's very it's authentic from him, I think. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he came from a situation that was not so good, and he's just grinded his weight. He's worked his way. Like, he is a success story in the NBA. His rookie year, he sat on the Chicago Bulls bench, averaged like 2-point-something points a game. I don't even know if it was that much. And then now he's averaging 22 points per game or 23 points per game this year. So, like, he really, I love him. I'm a huge fan of his. I love it. And again, he is Jimmy Butler. The problem is, like you already said, there's no legit number 2 around him. And it hurts. It hurts him. And I think we saw what the Miami Heat were when the Bulls had a 5-point lead in the 4th quarter in the play-in game and ended up losing to them, obviously. But there was a reason why the Chicago Bulls had a 5-point lead on this team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And the Bulls aren't good. They are not good whatsoever. And I picked the Nuggets in 6, and I still think that, that could even be a stretch. It might.
Yeah,
5-1, man. Or 4-1.
Yeah, I just don't think Miami's got it. And I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't think they are able to overpower just the pure offensive firepower that Denver has. And even like Denver's defense is good. Their defense is not bad in the slightest.
You know what's amazing? You know what's hilarious? I had a comparison, and this is a very broad. I painted with a big ass brush, by the way. Big ass brush. I was like, Ska! If you remember, back when Derrick Rose was continuously trying to rehab his knee and whatever, Thibodeau did a freaking amazing job surrounding an offense around Joakim Noah.
Yeah.
And Joakim Noah was averaging a career high, I believe, that year in assists, and like he was just going off. He even received MVP votes, if I remember correctly.
A couple, yeah.
And I think what Denver has and Malone has done with Jokic and having him again, I'm not saying that they're anywhere comparable to each other because you have a two-time MVP, potentially the best player in the NBA right now, versus Joakim Noah, who, by the way, is a Chicago legend whom I love. But the offensive strategy and the offensive system that's been put around them, Jokic has a better group of people around him. But like the fact that Malone's able to put a center and have him pass the ball and move the ball around and score whenever he wants to, rebound the basketball. The only area that guy is not Noah is defense, and that is it. Because I love what he does. Again, a very broad brush. But
yeah.
if you watched what Thibodeau did back in the early 2010s, late 2000s, and what Malone's been doing with Jokic, it's similar in that he has him in the center of the court. You have off the ball movement, and he finds the open man. His vision is absolutely insane. By the way, and
you know who else plays like that?
Luka.
Draymond Green. Luka's so trash. He's begging to come to Dallas because he needs little baby Bronny to come save him. Because little Luka can't do it himself because he's in terrible shape.
You know it's not. You know he's not.
He needs Kyrie and LeBron and Bronny Jr.
You know what that was?
Over here and save him because he's a baby boy.
You know what Kyrie's doing though, right? He's getting a reason for him to be able to get out of Dallas, so that way he can
trying to spin the globe because he just found out it's round.
I was about to say.
He's wowed. Mark Cuban finally explained it to him on the newest episode of Shark Tank, and Kyrie's trying to wrap his head around it, that his head is the same shape as the globe. He's like, LeBron, I need you to come help me. Woody, please. Woody, please. Luka scares me. I need help. Woody, please. I hate Luka so much. He's trash. Highest usage ever.
Hey. He has not said anything. He is not. If him and Curry were on the same team, that would be a pretty filthy team. I'm not gonna lie.
Doncic and Curry?
Yes, that would be a nasty team because if like you could actually have them, like either one of them, obviously I think Luka.
You could run pick and roll.
The screen roll action with those two would be insane. However, I will say the only caveat I will have is I think Curry is a way better off the ball player than Luka is.
That's because Luka's low.
Oh, relax. But we're also comparing one of the best point guards of all time and potentially
the best.
Okay, yeah, I don't disagree with that. Best scoring point guard of all time, probably a top. I'll venture to put Curry in my top. Ooh, am I gonna say it? My top 4. Yeah.
Top 4 point guards?
No, my top 4 players of all time. I don't really even talk about this. This is great. Yeah, dude. Because
so who's 3?
3's LeBron.
Whoa! Wait.
Mm-hmm.
So Kareem's 2?
Nope.
Wait. Hold up. I know he's not about to say Tim Duncan.
No.
Wilt?
And again, this is my opinion and like everything that I love. Did you really just like turn down your volume?
Yes, I did. Kobe?
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep. 100%.
Oh, that's recency bias.
How's that recency bias? I've always thought that. Come on now, dog.
But he's old, so it's not recent to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nostalgia bias.
Yeah.
If it was nostalgia bias, I'd be like Larry Bird.
Ugh.
I'm just throwing out.
Larry Bird was Luka Doncic before Luka Doncic.
Oh, Larry Bird was a stud. I would say Larry Bird's a better basketball player than freaking Luka Doncic was.
Well, yeah, of
I
course.
said it. All right, so and then Jordan's obviously number one. But
Woo, so surprised.
come on, I mean, who's better than Jordan?
Steph Curry. No, I'm kidding.
That's awesome.
With a straight face. I will say, looking at just since we're on the topic, one of my favorite pastimes is either watching videos or just like reading Instagram memes of people arguing over Jordan versus LeBron, because it's so easy to handpick stats, and then the people are like, "Oh, so Jordan gets punished for never." Or Jordan gets praised for like not making the finals as many times, and then they're like LeBron, blah blah blah. And then I will say that the best argument I have seen, and this might set you off. I'm not trying to. It just kind of came to my head. Is that Jordan like never made it past the semifinals? I think without Pippen. Correct.
That could be. Yes, it is accurate.
I think he made it to the semifinals without Pippen, but he never even made it conference finals.
And then he ran into the Pistons.
Yeah.
Or no, Celtics. It might have been the Celtics.
That is a fair argument.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not mad.
Argument.
I had to.
Okay. I think that's the best argument I have seen.
Yeah.
Now,
it's all good.
And whenever we're talking about like a greatest of all time, especially more in football, but even in basketball, like it is really hard to compare eras, right? Because like
you can't.
It's
Like
you
honestly, you really
compare
can't.
the way Michael Jordan and Steph Curry play basketball because it's two completely different things.
It's
like
two different styles.
Yeah, and they're two completely different games. Like they're not even playing the same game.
No, not at all.
Put ball and hoop, but that's the only similarity.
I would love to see
what they're doing.
But I would love to see both play in both eras, though. I really would, because I would love to see what Jordan would be like in the hands-free defensive, no hand checking era that Curry's in. But also, I would love to see Curry just pull up from half court in the 80s and the early 90s.
They'd be like,
where they never saw that shit at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I
barely even saw 3-pointers, let alone pulling up from half court.
I would find it interesting, but also you got to consider that like there's less time there was less research on like, shot selection and
and
statistical information behind everything.
And if Jordan played now, he wouldn't play the same. And if Curry played in the 80s, and 90s,
exactly,
he wouldn't play the same.
Exactly.
And that's why, we can have as much fun as we want debating this stuff, but it's so hard to compare. You just have to use the numbers you have.
I will say the body composition wise, LeBron James would have a really if he didn't flop and whatever, he would have a great chance to be playing in that 80s 90s era.
Oh yeah,
like I really do think that like he would. It would be awesome. Because I saw a really good TikTok actually last week that saying like, so it's arguing the argument that a lot of like the generation around now saying like, oh, all the bigs back then were all they were was like big guys that couldn't take whatever. And in the TikTok they just said that like the reason why these guys had to get like that was because of the amount of punishment that they would take on because of the lack of foul calls. So so instead of if you looked at David Robinson, to be honest with you, I think is one of the most underrated centers in NBA history. I don't think David Robinson gets the credit that he deserves. Connor, have you even heard of David Robinson?
Mm-hmm. Played on the Knicks. Didn't he?
What did he say?
He just said he played on the Knicks, didn't he?
Or is it the Bulls?
Oh my!
Or was it the Bulls?
No, you're talking about Patrick Ewing, and no, that was definitely not the Bulls.
It was the Spurs. He was before Tim Duncan. That's why people were so mad about Tim Duncan and are so mad about Wembanyama, because they basically, with a few years in between each, went from David Robinson and Tim Duncan to Victor Wembanyama.
Actually, though, David Robinson and Tim Duncan played together
for a couple years, right? It wasn't that long.
Yep, and they won a championship together. So, but anyways, MJ. So I want to shift gears a little bit, if you don't mind. So there was some big news today. about Dalvin Cook leaving
That.
the Vikings.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I think you and I. So there were some rumors out there. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or whatever, that the Detroit Lions have been making phone calls to Dalvin Cook to acquire him. Me personally, I don't think it's going to happen. However, because they signed David Montgomery. Granted, David Montgomery isn't their number one back, I don't think, right now. Anyways, I think he's actually number 2. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, MJ?
I can say with sourced information that he is not going to Detroit.
I don't think he's also going to Miami. I don't think. I think he's. I think he's going to go to. There's a small chance of him going to Dallas.
He's going to ring chase.
Well, of course he is.
Because he already has his money.
What team? What team do you think it needs him the most right now? I honestly think Dallas needs him. They need another guy like that, and I think he's an upgrade over Zeke.
Give me one.
But
He got released.
Right. That's what we're saying is.
But they got Tony Pollard.
yeah, but you need 2 backs in the NFL now.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me look at this list real quick.
How interesting would it be to see him go to an AFC team like the Bills?
So close to that, I could see both. I could see Jacksonville,
That'd be interesting.
Florida, no income tax, young team, Trevor Lawrence,
They
an attractive offense.
want a playoff game, or did they? Yeah, they want a playoff game.
They won their division.
Yeah, they won the division. Got to the playoffs. Big comeback against the who are they playing? Who did they play? There was a big comeback in the playoffs.
Chargers.
Was it the Chargers? Oh yeah, it was the Chargers.
Yeah. Now the Lions have the cap space, as do the Cowboys.
And don't sleep on the Bears.
The Bills don't have the money. You know who does have the money? Seattle. They love running the football in Seattle.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that'd be interesting.
They love running the football in Seattle. Kenneth Walker is coming off that injury. I would not be mad at that at all. Cleveland is also dumb enough to do it.
So that was actually one of the teams that I was thinking about too, because that would be an interesting grab for Cleveland if Cleveland was able to pick him up.
Yeah.
You're getting there's a lot of talk from Cleveland fans, and okay, so you know how
They
I'm
always.
so you know how I'm not a huge fan of Raider fans and the Raiders.
Yeah.
There might be a seismic shift going on right now in my fan anger, I guess you could say, or fan dismay. No, we don't want to go dismay. What's the word?
Distaste.
Distaste? Disdain. Let's go with disdain.
Okay, that's a good word.
And it's going towards a team out in the East with really shitty orange helmets and really shitty name, literally.
The Jets.
No, the Cleveland
no,
fucking
I'm sorry.
Browns. The Browns. The Browns. Why? Like,
What did the Browns do to you?
what like just hear like some of the it's not the team, like I don't mind it, like aside from the fact that they ended up like signing a quarterback that likes getting a rub and tug, but
Yep, that doesn't help.
but saying that though, he's a piece of shit.
230 million.
Hold on. In that division, you got the Bengals. They're not gonna beat the Bengals. Like the Browns are the freaking the redheaded stepchild to the freaking Bengals. The Ravens, no, sorry, Lamar Jackson is back. You're not going to beat them. The Steelers haven't had a losing record since Tomlin's like coached them. All right, so Browns, what are you going to do? You're 7-10. What are you going to do? Browns fans,
Nothing.
You need to calm the fuck down because you're not very good. That was it.
Is that number 4?
What?
Is that number 4?
For what? Oh, beer? No, this is number 3.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, I've been chill tonight.
I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those running backs that like he gets his numbers, but he's not all that.
He had 1 year. He had 1 year, a few like 2 or 3 years back. That like, oh man, because I picked him up in fantasy, and he.
Yeah, it's because he scored 5 touchdowns and had like 400 yards against the Packers that year.
Also,
He just ate them alive in 2020.
MJ, I can't wait for this year's fantasy draft because
Yeah.
my keeper league. I know. I'm sorry. I'm taking you
You're
away
fine.
from Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's going to end up signing with. I'm going to say it right now. He's going to end up signing with the Bills. I'm just going to put a team out there.
Seahawks.
That'd be a good signing actually too for the Seahawks, 100%. But MJ, so I'm really looking forward to it. So my keeper league, we have to add an additional $10. It's an all keeper league. We have to add additional $10 to whoever we end up keeping. I picked up in free agency Justin Fields last year. So because I didn't draft him, my cost is only $10 to keep him this year.
Okay.
And MJ, it's a dual quarterback league with a super flex position that allows you to have a quarterback in that super flex. Yeah, so that saying that, MJ, my ass is keeping Justin Fields for $10 next year.
I don't blame you.
I mean,
Even if he is just a glorified running back at his worst, he got better stats than a lot of running backs last year. So
I'm cool with it.
I'll keep him. And if he throws for a few yards, he throws for a few yards.
Right,
Like-
right.
Just from a fantasy perspective, you can't be mad at that.
No, I'm not. Well, and it makes it kind of fun too on Sundays for me as a fan watching something like that and see.
Like, yeah, touchdown on 7 point. Yeah.
Right, it's the same thing that you had. Like, I'm sure you had Rodgers as like your quarterback in like a league. Or
In
something like that.
in 2020 and 2021, I had Rodgers and Devontae both years.
Oh, perfect. Right, that's what I'm saying. So, oh, speaking of that, where do you think Hopkins is going to go?
I don't know. That dude's
That's a tough.
he's
that's
being weird.
Yeah.
He's being weird. He's not going to Buffalo.
No.
If I were him, I would just take the cut and go play in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I would just take the pay cut, go perform for a year, and then go get your money. After that.
Get yourself a championship potentially.
Get yourself a ring, get yourself a new contract, and then go from there. Like, somebody will pay you big money after you go win a ring and possibly win Super Bowl MVP. Like,
What if he goes to San Francisco?
that'd be stupid. He's played with mediocre quarterbacks his entire career. Why would he go play with 3 more?
I mean, that's a team that
They're
was
letting Sam
they were
Darnold
in the NFC
their first
Championship
team
game.
reps. That doesn't mean that it's good for DeAndre Hopkins.
I agree. I don't disagree with you. I know what you're saying, but is he at that point now in his career where he wants to win a championship or have a team that could potentially win a championship?
Yeah, but he still wants to have good stats and get paid next year.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, he's gotta weigh both.
But think about that though, man. Hopkins, Debo, and McCaffrey.
And Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle.
That'd be that would be a filthy ass. And what are the Cardinals doing, by the way?
No one to throw to him. No one to throw to him.
Hey, Mr.
Cardinals are
Irrelevant.
tanking.
Mr. Irrelevant's gonna be ready to go, baby.
The Cardinals want the 1st and 2nd overall pick
Yeah.
because they have Houston's pick.
But why wouldn't they? So they could have at least gotten a 5th rounder for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, but they got completely off his contract by releasing him. So that after 2023, they're done with him.
It's interesting. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that like his contract was like they're all good. They don't have any dead money with him.
Yep. After 2023, so they ate all of it in 2023, and then they're done. So in 2024, they have all the cap space in the world because nobody there getting paid in 2024. They're probably going to have 2 at least top 10 picks, if not top 5.
I still would have gone for a draft pick. I still would have seen if I can get like if you don't say anything to like a team or you don't have it out there or anything. Because I'm sure that there's guys that like they knew. I'm sure the teams knew. They're like, oh, they don't like him. They're probably gonna release him. I'm sure, like because everyone talks. Like for those of you that don't know, teams have back channels that they fucking use. Yeah, I said it. Whatever. But no, saying that, dude, like. If I'm running a team, and granted these guys are a lot smarter than I am, and they know what they're doing a lot more than I do, I would try to get as much assets I can for a guy and not just lose him because he still has gas in the tank.
I don't think you understand how much getting off his contract in 1 year is worth to them. Like, that was the majority reason for what they did. They could have gotten a pick, but they wanted to get off the contract. And if somebody was assuming that contract
Right.
via trade, they were not going to want to give up that asset.
Right.
So it just wasn't going to happen.
I get it. I get it. So MJ, real quick before we get to the fireside chat, because we didn't get to it last week.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about this. that was my nickname I made for him. So
Big dumb.
the latest and greatest, I don't even know if you heard about this too, is that I don't know if he released a statement or if it was just like a rumor or sources or what that he just leaked out, but apparently it was a toy gun now.
No, it wasn't.
He was brandishing a toy gun. So no, it wasn't. We all know it wasn't, but that's the talk that's out there now that's trying to like make steam. All right, Ja, if it was a toy gun, then why wouldn't you say it from the get-go? Why wouldn't you have a statement released from your agent or a statement released from like a publicity team of yours to say something? Dude, okay, so Jackson and I were talking about this, MJ, too, and this guy went to a private school, had a very a good background like behind him, good parents, a good upbringing. We actually made the comments, statistically speaking, because I want to put that out there, that the high school that you guys attended and that I attended actually had a higher crime rate, quote unquote, than the one that he went to.
Yeah.
So there was statistically.
Mine was pretty bad. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Dude, God bless them. Like, stop being a fucking asshat. You have kids that look up to you, like that want to be you, that want to do the gritty with you, and do all this crazy shit and have some fun with it, and like they want to look up to a player that's colorful like him, that wants to get out there and just freaking be a badass and just like want to have a personality and whatever. And then all of a sudden he does this shit. So it's just, come on, man. You're better than that. You're like Derrick Rose wants your knees. Let's go with that.
Imagine. No, I just think I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm concerned, nothing he did was technically illegal.
No, not illegal. You're right.
But
as a business.
Yeah, but the NBA can do whatever they want. And via whatever information Adam Silver has, I'm sure he's going to get suspended for a period of time. And, again, when you are a superstar with millions of folks looking up to you, at the end of the day, you're going to be held to a higher standard of not hypothetically promoting violence. Not saying that was his intent, but saying that may be a result of what he was doing. So, if you're being held to a higher standard, that's not something the NBA wants to promote. They want to promote taking care of communities and, getting folks out of that. And that's not what Ja was doing.
Better made of people.
Whether or not he likes it, whether or not that was his intention, that may be a consequence he has to live with. And he's already handled it poorly. And so, every minute he doesn't say anything, which I'm sure he's being advised not to say anything, which may be smart, may not. I'm not a lawyer.
It's a situation where you want the clouds to or the dust to settle before a statement is released. Oh,
he got drafted in 2019. Clap it up for the young man.
So, hey, I'm going to say it right. Hey, real quick. So now we know the reason why Zion's been out for so long is because he keeps getting introduced some freaky deaky shit. And with that, MJ!
You see some of that while you're on the highway, you need auto insurance.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry, Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
When you call Jeff at 704-464-4544, let him know that the number sent you and tell him that I'm better than him at Call of Duty. MJ.
Bruce, you are a bad boy.
I know.
Bad
yeah,
boy.
You saw my message, right?
Yes, I did. Bad boy.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it in the on the show, man. That's I kept that chill. All right, so we'll do real quick fireside chat, my guy. Real quick fireside chat.
Yes.
All right, Connor, you want to jump on here with us, Connor? Where's my guy at?
No, not just come over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Just like stand over here.
Let me get my nice rose gold MacBook.
He's like, I got to get my pewter.
By the way, I got my Clemson shirt on when y'all were talking about all those like Clemson, like NFL players, disrespecting me. Mediocre his whole career, Maybe
Who, DeAndre?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Maybe a couple massage.
Oh my God! What? Maybe a massages, maybe some. It could be like NBA players and get some. Be driving around or something like.
Oh my God!
Zion, what up, dog?
You are teetering on the edge there, Brucey Bruce.
Hey, I didn't touch it.
You are teetering on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the fireside chat. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. That being said, MJ, hey, you didn't do it last week.
It's time
For your
favorite guy.
Oh, you want me to do it? My bad.
Yeah, go ahead. I got the mic in my hand. I'm not doing anything. It's all you. It's all you.
I have something.
Yeah, shut up. Just run it. Just run it. Stop it.
All right. Hey, MJ.
Hi, Bruce.
That's 4.
Ooh.